Hey guys, let's see how this is going to work. If you're reading the description, this is the first time we're doing a try stream, so we're going to see how this works. I can't see everyone. I'm actually streaming on Twitch again. We still had our account set up there through Streamlabs. If you notice, Streamlabs lets us use multi-interface cameras and whatnot, so we don't have to switch back and forth with cameras or be limited to just YouTube Live or sitting here just recording our videos and editing them later. Let me just, hey, viewers, I don't know where y'all are coming from. I guess y'all are coming from Twitch. I wish we would have been Twitch streaming again a long time ago. It's been a while. James used to do it, and he was real personable and able to take care of it. But what I'm going to do here is we are going to start building the Death Trooper thighs. Now these have already been painted, and all the accoutrements have been super glued in place. You're going to find these little odds and ends in your kit and cut them apart and trim and then glue over the top and sides, and that's what makes that. The reason these are that way is because you can't form on that extreme of an undercut, so they had to be made separately. Other little things that were done to these, you got the knee right here, super glue like crazy, a little I got to fix that alert sound, or I'm turning the speakers off. Give me just a second here. Actually, hold on. Let me turn the speakers off. That's honestly getting a touch annoying for me. So, with this, we take the wood block, super glue it like crazy right there, then super glue it down and put a reinforcement screw on the back end for our leg suspension system. I have made this a habit for years to super glue nylon down to a quick release buckle on the inside. Be sure it's positioned far enough down so it won't be exposed over the armor. You want to leave a little lip right there. And that has been a fail-safe way for me to wear my armor through multiple events all day long, bending, squatting, sitting, standing, getting in and out of vehicles, whatever I've needed to do. I've been in armor a long time. Same thing done with this one, just the clip right there, so that's not a big deal. What we were really getting into was how we were going to do the rubber for the thighs. They have fallen in love with this ribbed rubber mat, and it's ribbing everything everywhere. So this is what we're dealing with. Your kit typically includes 3 of these, and that's really all you need, because you're going to take the first one and just split it directly in half. This one is actually a bit of a remnant, so it's still split in half. I've got this client's measurement. He matches up with me, so as long as all that works, we are good to go. Now prepping this rubber, I've got my palm sander and some 80 grit. We know that we're going to be gluing it on the inside here, and we only need about 1 inch of super glue space. So we're going to concentrate on one leg at a time. But you see how shiny this stuff is? See, we don't make this. We buy this by the roll. You can go on Amazon, look for 1/8 inch ribbed rubber mat. It comes in all sorts of different sizes if you need more or want to do anything, or if you just want to throw it on your garage floor, because that's pretty much all it is. So to prep it for gluing, we got to do sanding. Now you got to do sanding on the inside of these parts too. That's been a mantra. That should be a staple. Always sand anything shiny away before you're going to glue it. So we're going to sand. know it's a lot of sanding, but the goal is to try to get it as flat as possible. We're going to be using gel super glue, and I'll go over that later. I'm going to run this over to my air hose and blow away the excess dust. Just right over here. Alrighty, and another quick thing to go over. Oh, yes, I'm sore. Oh, let's get this chair higher. Oh, goodness. I don't know how I got that low. There we go. That's my usual working height. Oh, okay, I'm going ahead and doing double duty so that we can just speed things along through the build process as much as possible. So the next step, if I'm going to glue them to the backs or I'm going to glue them to the fronts first, doesn't make me any difference, is to sand your surfaces just like we did here. I think I pre-sanded this, so you're really just going to see me faux sand. Yeah, this is already sanded. And repeat on the other side. Yeah, here's some more faux sanding for you because I already sanded it. Well, maybe that wasn't faux sanding. I still saw a shiny spot. And I fit mine right to the top right there. And we only have, 3/4 of an inch, give or take, that we need to glue down. Maybe 3/8 of an inch. Let me peel it up a bit. Big deal there. Pencils. I don't like it right there. Touch more. Not that way. Down this way. There we go. This is so I can know where I'm going. Number one, thick. Bob Smith Industries brand. We switched off the Bob Smith Industries super glue, not because it's not a good product. It's a great product. It's just we can pick these up local and plenty of supply. So, and they're really convenient because they're just right down the street from us. All right, so we got the pencil mark in, and I really like using this gel. It's just I'm running really low on it. The gel tends to work very well with this rubber for some reason. This gel formulation itself is actually just pretty good in general. I liked it a lot, but it's expensive and doesn't go very far, unfortunately. But when you're doing things like this, I just want to lay this down one time and not worry about it. Because we can always come behind it and reinforce it just to be sure that the rubber stays on. And I'm staying as close to the line as I can, if not going over the line from the inside. I want to be away from the... I'm a brave soul. Things in weird positions just so you can be nice and adhered. But now I'm going to take my thick and run a bead behind it and then spray it down with some accelerant. This is more of a reinforcing layer. Now I'm going to let the super glue do its thing. Now let me go ahead and do the same thing to this thigh here, and then we'll attach them to the front portions for this hamstring. Yay! About the same amount of room. Oh yeah, I've got super glue all over my fingertips already. It's about the only good thing to come out of the Vietnam War. Uh-oh, did we just get fact-checked? The way the world is working right now. Yeah, cyanoacrylic was developed during the Vietnam War to close wounds. And it just has so many useful applications. Now, I'm kind of working this like you would a welding gun. Like, if you were trying to make little welds, and I'm trying to keep a consistent pressure, consistent flow. Yeah, I'm not going to try to balance you right now until this one gets sprayed down. And yeah, I'm not sparing with that at all, because you've got one shot at this when you're doing this for the most part, and I am Mr. Shaky McShake Shake whenever it comes to my hands. There we go. Please, no super glue on me this time. I'm used to it. It's daily life. Yep. It's holding good there. Put that reinforcing bead on this back side with the thick again. I don't care whose kit you have, these assembly principles should work the same for just about everyone, as long as you're using this kind of floor mat with their parts. This is just the way we've been putting them together for a while for our builds. And if I'm sitting here building armor, well, I need to be on video at least documenting it so we can, you know, pass it on to all you guys who have kids or expecting kids out there. And sorry if we don't always produce the highest quality videos, but at least we're trying. Right, I'm happy with that, but I'm going to move back to the right thigh here. Now, how do I know this is the right? Well, first the curve. Second, the skinny pieces go on the outside, the wider pieces go on the inside. That's about it. So, right thigh, it has the knee on it. And this is where the fun really begins, because I know this client measured up the same as I do. It's going to be adjustable at least 3 inches either way. That's going to be our side view. Buckle up. It's a lot easier if I just put this in place first. That'll be nice. Actually stand to let it out a touch, but it looks good. You know, we got a nice pencil mark. This is actually going to be a little bit more complicated since I have the knee already in place to get this thing glued down. I'm going to need a little extra room here while I'm putting it down. I got the knee, I don't want to buckle it and put pressure, so it's just going to go over the edge. Let's make sure everything's moved out of the way for now. Yeah, I'm happy. Come on. Alrighty, like before, we got one shot of this. We gotta make it count. But it's actually not that hard. Runs. Alright. We'll do some thick reinforcement. Good old towel. And that's about half of it right now. We'll go over the other half in a second. Let me glue the other thigh together right there. Wipe that off a little bit more. Got a lot of accelerator running off. A lot of fingerprints all over this, dulling it. I can almost guarantee it's going to end up in the same spot. But we're going to play and try it again anyway. Pop my leg at such a weird angle. There we go. Yeah, let it out just a bit from where I had it. Just trying to bring it in real tight. This is some of the rest of Jim's armor right here. Dusted him off. He's been sitting in our floor of our shop on a mannequin for a while. Collecting dust until we can get him finished up and out the door. Helmets are next on them. Nope, not that one. Well, before I go crazy doing this, let me double check and demo my area. Okay, we'll be good. Make sure we didn't have any bleed through. No. That's what's nice about the gel. It doesn't tend to kind of push out too much. The thick can sometimes push out if you get too much up on something. Alright, for a reinforcing layer. Alright. Okay. That's that much. So the next step, since they're going to be adjustable, the other two sheets are going to be provided to go across this way. But we only need that much. So let me get my mark here. I love this tabletop. It is amazing. So you also have a couple options whenever you're doing your thigh. If you want to leave this extremely long, or you have like really skinny thighs, you can take it and just practically overlap it, or even continuously run a strip nearly. That's almost how it would be set up. But this is the best way we find to set it up, and just getting your marks on this isn't hard at all. It's not a big deal. You're going to eyeball this strictly because you have all that room now on the inside for that adjustability. If you ever quit flopping all over the place. Where are my clamps? So that's our pencil mark of where we're gluing it to. And remember to pre-sand right here. So here's your faux sand. And I haven't sanded these yet, so these are going to turn out to be the same size. So I'm going to go ahead and just overlay it and cut my second one so I can do all my sanding at the same time. Palm sander, 80 grit. We are going to Velcro the other end on the inside of the front of the thighs. I'll determine where I'm going to end up trimming these, if any, and go ahead and adhering down the Velcro at that point. So we'll be sanding again after these two get glued down. Go blow it off again. Ow. What's funny is it actually would help if you sanded them both before going and blowing them off. It's not enough sanding for my taste. A lot better. Here, are you the one I marked? You're the one I marked. All right. Same procedure as before. This time we're gonna go ahead and just use the thick because I am running out of the gel. And you can definitely tell between the two after you've used them. It's more than like triple the thickness. Very pleased with how it's holding. No drips. The reinforcement here on the back. Get down any cracks that are missed. It's starting to rain, so you may not be able to hear me so well. Inside a giant Faraday cage right now. Let that dry real quick, and we'll wipe it down so it doesn't run off everywhere. All right. Let's see, can y'all see me here? Not by much. Step over that way. There we go. There's at least something in the little camera right there. So if this were sized specifically for me right now, this is the spot that would be at the tightest point for me. So I'm going to do something a little different here. That's where it'd be the tightest. So most likely that's the best spot to put Velcro in. Let's see if this grease pencil will do any good. It's giving me some guideline to look at for Velcro. I'll probably come back and redo this in a second. Yeah, I can faintly see it. That's a good spot. I'll still double check this and wear it before putting down the Velcro. Let's work on getting the rubber on the inside of this one. It's been sanded. No runs from that side. Everything seems pretty secure. I like tugging on it for after a while. That's just a light tug to make sure that it's secured well and isn't just going to fall off. Security reinforcement. Don't forget your tack. Right, Mr. Right Guy. So my absolute max, that's where we're sitting. So like the other one, I'm just going to move it up a little bit from there. And that's where our adjustment Velcro, a good spot for our adjustment Velcro. Let's see if the grease pencil holds out. Now I'm wanting to put the Velcro on the inside of this line, so this grease pencil here is probably more or less worthless. with the exception of just the remeasure. Make sure we go there. Plug in a couple more inches. You don't want to be too tight. So with that grease line, that's where I'm going to cut, and that's where we're going to put the fuzzy side of the Velcro. Out of my way. They're getting all tangly. That's why we always check and double check. Saw myself shoot straight past that grease mark. Okay, checking and double checking. I'm going to take this one just a touch above where the grease pencil mark was. Not much. I was flopping all over my thigh to make sure that we had, you know, a good look no matter how loose or tight it could potentially be. Just want to make sure we maintain the look of the Death Trooper. Well, fortunately, don't need that. Get out of here. Okay. Pardon me. Now, industrial Velcro, Amazon. The 2-inch. It's about 20 bucks a box on Prime delivered. Hey, Twitch, do I get a plug for that or something? Or are you gonna like pop up advertisements for Velcro all of a sudden? It's that one. And that's that thigh. Again, we want to sand them both. It's 2-inch Velcro. I could eyeball 2 inches of sanding. All these boo-boos on my hands hurt. Alright, we can go get the air hose and blow them off real quick. There's a box right there. Too much stuff on the workbench. I'm just test fitting, nothing has been unfurled yet. No worries here. Making sure we had enough for both sides. Alright, we do. And this is kind of what I was saving the gel for. There are very few times that I recommend the necessity of super gluing down your industrial Velcro, but anytime you're attaching to this urethane rubber type material, you absolutely have to. At least in my experience. I don't trust this adhesive for holding on to any type of rubber at all. But I trust super glue. And the gel works really well. Whenever I'm doing it, I'm mostly getting an outline and then I'll zigzag the inside. I'll even add some of the just thicken if I need to. Not really worried about trying to make it look pretty. You just want a fair amount of glue for while you're doing this. This is like the one component that can really break in the field, so I'd rather overdo it a bit than underdo it. Spray this down real well with the accelerator. And I'm going pretty much right for the edge. Don't set your accelerator down where you're not supposed to. Now I need some accelerator for my accelerator so I can get the super glue off the bottom of it. Okay, whatever I was saying, doesn't matter. So I got distracted. Yeah, my positioning here, I don't want it right at the edge. I'm putting it about half a centimeter away. You can feel it like heating up. Another thing that you can try, I haven't, they have a rubberized version, or a rubbery version, Bob Smith and the 2P10. They both have a rubbery version that'll work well for probably things like this, but I've done a ton of these and never had them really fail. But be prepared for costume maintenance no matter what you do, whether you built it or someone else built it. It's going to happen. All right. That is nice and adhered. Oh, drip. Now, while you're pushing it down, if you see some super glue seep in between the ribs, that's fine, that's good. Because what we're going to do is come behind it and squirt it and let it make that seal. I didn't really see it too much on this one. It already had plenty of accelerant. and it was kind of catching it as it was coming out. So just one little squirt just in case. And these should be good, but one rule with Velcro, industrial Velcro, that you really need to follow is even though you're gluing it down or you're adhering it to a part, don't put it into service for at least a few hours. But don't just like suddenly throw on your adhesive and then on off on off on off. It will tear off at that point. It's just not going to stay. It hasn't had time. If you want to shorten it, then put it between a couple boards and clamp it together and let the natural adhesive on the back side just really get squished, and then it'll make that permanent bond. With the industrial Velcro, I've had it on some of my suits where you just absolutely cannot rip it off. Like years old suits, you want to replace the Velcro, I can't even get it off. So it's good stuff. So that pretty well completes two thighs. So since this is a client build, we leave them like this so he can do the final adjustment and find the final place where the Velcro is going to go. You at home will pretty much do the same thing anyway. And I include several pieces so he has some extra adjustability on the inside, not just one spot and that's it. So he'll be able to lay it down in a couple of places, or you can run it horizontally. It's up to you. That's more than long enough. There we go. And this is how I leave it for the clients here, so that they can know where to adhere this Velcro to on the inside, and leave that completely up to them. We get as close as we can on sizing, but your final fit, your final padding, hot gluing in, any foam to make things more comfortable or to keep it from sloshing around, that's up to the end user, because everyone's suit is different. And that's just really basic armor building. We have the rest of his wonderful, wonderful toys in here. Since I've got fresh super glue all over the place, I'm gonna make sure it off gases before I put it anywhere. It does have a bit of an off gassing period, and I've seen it do weird things to finishes before. So we'll just let her hang out for a while here. I am going to grab the buckles off. And we're going to make a quick web belt. Let's see, I thought I had some, but I think I had to start making them recently. Alright. Should be in this drawer, right? Yep. We're going to need those for that. And we're going to need this. And, come on guys, where's my 2-inch buckles? We got 2-inch buckles? There they are. Not many left, but I got some. Yeah, looks like it's time to order 2-inch buckles. Hey, printer parts. Look at that. How do they get in there? There, get lost in there. I'm nice and chunky, so to make a general size web belt, it's easy enough to measure it up on me. They're adjustable anyway. So, there's some 2-inch. I'm only flashing the edges on one end of this. Now, y'all can flash both ends if you're gonna take it inside and sew it up instead. If you make one of these, but I use super glue because it works. So let's see which one wants to adjust. Yeah, that's the better one to adjust. Go ahead and feed this through permanent. It's going to overlap. Lots of super glue. And I pre-sprayed the other side, wetted it down really well. See, it's nylon, it's plastic, so it's going to super glue well. So here's the reason why I didn't flash this edge, is just like we did on those other seams for those thighs, come through, and I'm actually going to use the fluffiness of it so it can absorb in that super glue. So after I spray it here, these aren't coming apart. There's that much. Hey, good job. I thought I grabbed one. It's a nice adjustable web belt. And now we need to do the leg straps. Earlier I was talking about how we did quick release buckles. Glued them down. I leave them extra long and then tuck the straps because it's just easier to put on your armor. If you have a longer leg strap, you can just take a thigh, clip it in, and then you can pull the strap up. It's just a lot easier that way. So again, just flashing one edge. Didn't want to do both. No need. Too much slack, because I still want it to be able to go over the buckle if at all necessary here. And the same way we glued that other buckle down with super glue. Alright, one leg strap down. have it, a quick leg suspension belt. So, pretty simple stuff. And that pretty much sets him up ready to go. But that also sets up with what I set out to do here today, at least with this live video. I've got a million more things that I have to do today, like every other day. I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're able to hear everything. I hope you're able to understand clear instructions. I'm sorry I wasn't able to comment and chat. We'll figure that out as time goes on with this tri-stream thing, and now having what do you call it? Yeah, our Streamlabs tri-stream. But we'll see if we can get Deaver in here, and he can help us out. He helped us out in the beginning, get it all set up and get going as far as we did previously. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to mute it, leave our closing screen on for a little while with our info, and y'all have a great day. May the force be with you.